Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to transform a Costco catalog, like this one, into an ephemera holder or storage, like this one. So this is something that I use to store my ephemera that I make. And it's one of the first projects I ever made once I started doing junk journals. And I'll show you the first one I made, which is this one. So I have two. And they're very practical and very easy to make. So I thought I'd show you how to make them. Let's get started. So first, you're gonna need a catalog or any sort of booklet that has this shape. I think you could also cut a big catalog in half, that it would give you this size if you want to have this type of holder. So I started using these Costco catalogs because I received them in the mail and then I throw them away and I said, well, maybe I can use them for something. So you need that, and then you need a piece of 12 by 12 paper. I have this paper pad, and so I want to use one of these papers because I want to make this holder for my ocean ephemera. As I mentioned in my last video, I want to start making my ocean journal. I got all the stickers for it, and now it's time to start working on ephemera. I already started making a few tags, I think a couple of tags, and I don't have where to put them, so we're gonna make this. So let's find a paper. Wow, maybe this one. Although, do I want something directional? Because then, maybe not directional, because it's gonna be folded. Oh, I love this one. I forgot how much I love this paper pad. Okay, so this is the one. It's like a watercolor ocean background. It's beautiful. I wish I could paint like this. Okay, so we're gonna move this to the side and we're gonna start working on the catalog itself. So as you saw in this one, I always leave a page in the middle like this to make little pockets. So that's the middle of my catalog. And then I have, can you see? And then I have the pockets on the sides. So first I like to determine which one's gonna be my middle and then how we're gonna make the pockets. So in this catalog in particular, the covers are thicker than the pages. The pages are very thin and flimsy, so I like to glue them together to have harder pages, basically, more sturdy pockets. And so let's see what's gonna be my middle. That's falling apart, but don't worry about it. I think I'm gonna start by gluing these pages. So we're gonna make two pockets on this, like 1 and 2. And so this is gonna be my middle. I just want to make sure that I'm gonna have even number of pages also on the other side. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna have 2 pockets on each side and then a middle page. And so I'm gonna start gluing the pages together. I'm using art glitter glue for this. The first time I made it, I used school glue and it wasn't a success. So with art glitter glue, it's much better. I guess you could use glue stick, but because these pages are so flimsy, sometimes they just rip while you're applying the glue stick. And so I just go all around the border, the edges of the page. So we're just gluing these pages together to make it thicker. So this is not the pocket. So then I go and I put that one on top. So this one, they're not gonna be this, they're not the same size. That's okay, because of the fold of this signature here. I don't know if these pages are glued. Yeah, they're not sewn, they're glued. So I'm gonna clean off that glue that I put in there that already started drying. So let's see, we're gonna need more glue in here. So you just want to make sure that these two pages are glued together. And so now we do the same with the next two pages. So I'm gonna try to make sure that these ones are gonna fit properly. Yeah, these are the same size. So again, I'll go on the sides. And to make sure I have glue on the edges, I'm gonna add the glue on this one. I hope you can see what I have you high up because of the size of my paper, but so I can't see you. So then I'm gonna glue them together. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So that these two pages match in size, so we're not gonna have the issue that we had with the other one. You can always try to use a card or something to kind of flatten these pages. Okay, so now we have the middle, so we're not gonna do anything with the middle for now, and we're gonna glue these two pages together again. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna speed this process up so you don't have to watch me gluing pages together. So I didn't mention the reason why the school glue wasn't great in my experience was because it seeped through this paper. It's very, very thin paper, and it kind of tore some of my pages because they were so wet with the glue. So try to use a glue that dries fast, like art glitter glue, or as I said, I'm sure glue stick would work too, but be careful when applying the glue stick. This is very flimsy magazine paper. You can accidentally rip it. So we have all the pages glued. So now we have this. Now the next step is to make the pockets by gluing the two pages. But what I've been wanting to do that I didn't do on my previous two holders is to add washi tape on the edges just to make this part thicker as well. So let's do that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this whale washi tape. Although do I want to use the whales for this? Oh, it's not just whales. It's kind of it's like a it's like a fantasy thing. So it has planets and sea creatures, sea animals. So it's not just whales. You see? So there are planets and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. As always, put a little bit of glue stick. I'm gonna need a piece of paper. So I'm gonna put this magazine paper in between just to protect, not to glue the pages together. So I'm gonna do glue stick on the edge, and then I'm gonna go with my, I need to remove this part here, and we're just gonna cut. I'm using my new scissors. I'm very happy with these scissors I got from Temu. Okay, so kind of halfway. Well, I'm missing a little bit there, but that's fine because that's gonna be glued together anyways. So now we go the other way, and I'm gonna put glue stick on the other side and fold it. Oh, that wasn't perfectly straight, but that's okay. So now we have a thicker edge that's gonna make using this pocket easier. And I'm just gonna trim there. So I'm gonna go now off camera just to continue, because I'm just gonna put those on the edges and you don't need to watch this 1,000 times. Okay, so I put the washi tape in every of the double pages, so you can see. I actually like it a lot. I should have done this from the beginning on the other ones. My measuring skills, if you've been on my channel before, you know that my measuring skills are not great. Some of them ended up being shorter, but that's okay, because now we're gonna glue the pages together. Now, if you don't want to see the products in your catalog in your pockets, you can also line these pages, like put some white paper, whatever paper. I don't think it, for me, I don't think it's necessary, because then you're not gonna see them. You'll see why at the end. So what I'm gonna do now is to glue here. So then we will glue these two, and we will have our first pocket. So I'm just applying on one side, and then on the other side, just a thin line of glue. Okay, and then you can do this kind of fast. Just make sure that you don't glue all of them together, so then you won't have the middle page. So it's only 2 per side, like that. And so we go, oh no, we need to let them dry. We need to let them dry. Remember, this is shiny gloss magazine paper, so sometimes it takes a little bit for them to dry. If you need to add more glue later, you can do that for sure. So my lines are not very straight, but that's okay, as long as the pages are glued together. I mean, not the pages, yeah, the pages, I guess the pockets. It doesn't really matter. As long as you have a big chunk that it's not glued, it doesn't really matter if you do it straight or not. Okay, so this is our middle. So let's see if now they glued together. So we have one pocket there and one pocket here. And so this one needs a little bit more glue. So we're gonna just give it more on both sides. I don't know why I didn't glue. So just, oh, they are being stubborn today. These pages don't want to glue together. So we're gonna let them dry. I'm gonna fold it. So you can see now that by gluing all the pages together and making the pockets, this become a little bit chunkier than what it was. And that's something to keep in mind when we use our paper to cover it. So because we need to leave some extra space. And I just want to show you, for this one, I used a very thin scrapbook paper that it was very easy to fold, and it naturally adapted to the shape of the catalog. This paper here, that is the same paper that I'm gonna use for this one, it's a thicker scrapbook paper that it's cardstock. I don't know why they don't call it cardstock, but let me see. It's 67 pounds, 180 grams per meter square. I think that would be considered cardstock. I need to check what's the weight of cardstock, but this is thick. This is not just thin paper. So just keep that in mind. If you use thicker paper, it's gonna be harder to mold it than if you use thinner paper. I would have used thinner paper if I had, but I don't have other paper pots. I want to choose other paper I had, but it's not 12 by 12, and it's not big enough. It has to be 12 by 12. Life. Okay, so I saved these pieces, these borders, for later. I mean, I save all the paper. And now we're gonna start working with this. So how do I want it to be? I think I want this to be the part that folds over, so to make sure that to have that orientation. And on the back it's gonna be mainly this teal color. It's beautiful paper. So what you want to do now is to make sure you measure your paper so that you have enough paper to wrap around. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark where this goes here and here, and I'm gonna mark this here. So this I don't know if you can see, but I made a mark here. That's gonna be my middle, and I'm going to mark on the top too, because you know I'm not good at this measuring. And now I'm gonna put the tab down, and I'm gonna go put it again where that is. I'm gonna give it like a little bit of extra space. As I said, fine thing, it's becoming rounder after you glue the pages together, and it's gonna become rounder as you add things into it. So I'm gonna leave some extra space. I did measure the other one, but honestly I don't remember any measurements. So I'm just gonna quickly line this up here just to see briefly. Okay, I'm gonna leave like 4 centimeters on the side there. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Yes, probably not. So I'm gonna trim the paper now, and since I measured that side, I'm gonna measure this one. As you know, I work in centimeters, but so that's gonna be 6. Okay, so we're gonna cut 6 centimeters here. If it's a little bit longer, that's okay. It's almost 6. So 6 centimeters is what? 2.5. You can make this 2.5 inches if that's easier, because 6 is less than 2.5, and I don't know what that is. That's my problem with inches. I don't know what each line means. I know what half is and maybe a quarter, but what are the other ones in between? That's what confuses me with inches, if you ever wonder why. If you don't know, I'm a scientist, but I cannot do fractions. That happens sometimes. So I'm gonna go use my trimmer, and I'm gonna do 6 centimeters all the way here. So we have a strip of paper that we're gonna use, and then on this side we said we were gonna leave, we were gonna cut 5 centimeters of, I mean not 5, 4. So there we go. So now we end up with this. I mean, I guess what size of paper this ended up being? No, there is no paper that is 10, almost 10.5 by 9.5, more than 9.5. Yeah, so you need a 12 by 12. I don't know what other size of paper would be useful for this. So we go again. So this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna have a little bit extra space on the top and the bottom, and that's fine. And then this one's gonna go, oh no, I didn't leave enough space. I made a mistake. I didn't leave enough space. I said I'm giving it some extra space here to fold, but it's not enough. So instead of cutting off 6 centimeters, I think I needed to cut off like 5 only. So I'm gonna go and trim this again, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm glad my paper pad has 3 of each paper, so I had more of the same. I ended up cutting, so the same at the top, I cut 6 centimeters, which is what did we say? It's about 2.5 inches. Is that what we said? And then, but on the side, I cut 1 inch off. So this is gonna be 11 inches by 9 3/4. So that's, I think if I would have, so 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters. That's the only thing I know. I think if I cut 3 centimeters off, I would still have enough space, because before I cut 4, but just to be safe. Just to be safe. So now we line this up again, and now, yes, we have it match. So we want this to go all the way up like this, and I'm going to just gently crease it here. You can try to score a spine in here, but it's really not necessary. I tried to do it with my other one, but it's really not necessary. So if you want, I don't have a scoreboard, so scoring for me is difficult. So I want to make sure that these are lined up correctly. So I'm gonna go and just crease this. I'm not gonna super crease it, because I need that to be flexible. Okay, and now we want to do the same with this one. You can score it. I'll show you what I do, since I don't have a scoreboard or the tools to do it. I have a toddler knife. And so what I do is that, in this case, I'm just gonna mark where I want my crease to be, and I'm gonna put my ruler. I'm just gonna run my plastic knife through it. Oh, I'm using this cutting mat that it's, you know, a little bit softer. I'm gonna do the side with the teeth as well. And now you have a score line. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but that's a scored line. And then you can try to fold it. It's not as strong as if you were using a bone folder and a scoring board, but I mean, it kind of does the job. I do have a paper cutter that has a creasing, you know, a scoring tool in it. It's just that it's not very convenient, because the size, well, that's not straight. But as long as my paper fits there and I can fold it, it doesn't matter if it's straight or not. Well, it kind of does matter. Okay, so this ended up not being super straight, but I'm gonna glue it like it is straight, and then we'll figure the rest out. Okay, so now it's time to start gluing. Oh, before I glue the cover, I'm just gonna make sure that my pockets are glued, and this one is glued. I'm gonna line this spine with that line that I made in there, okay, when I folded my paper. And I'm just gonna go and start gluing in parts. So you see that this is not gonna be perfect in measurements, because the catalog, it does not have perfect measurements, and because I don't know how to measure things. Okay, so that crease that I just made, it's not gonna work there, but that's okay. We'll make another crease. So you want to glue that, and now I'm still gonna use the crease. So I showed you before that my paper was ripping there. So now that it's glued there, it's gonna be okay. So I have the flap glued, right? So now I'm just gonna go and add glue. I'm gonna add extra glue there where it's ripping, all over the back or the front. This is the front of the catalog. You want the edges to be, fully glued. Okay, and then we go and we turn it like that. This is really an easy project, although you can see how I'm struggling, but you don't have to measure much and you can do it very quickly. But I have the feeling that this video is not going to be short. Okay, so then I just glue that. And then we have the, you know, the general idea of this. So the other one, I had the paper fully to be the exact size of my page. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not on this one. So I'm going to just leave it like that. Maybe I'll leave it like that. I think it adds, I think I like it. Because this still folds. As long as this folds like this, it works. So now it's the fun part. Now we're going to start decorating and making our middle page. So for the side, I'm going to use one of those strips that we cut. So maybe not this one because I want to fully cover that. So I'm just gonna go and measure where I need to cut. So we're gonna need to cut here and here. So I'm not gonna measure, I'm just gonna follow those marks. If it's not perfect, it's okay, you know, none of this is perfect, and that's okay. As I mentioned in my other videos, if you need things to be perfectly aligned, maybe don't watch this video. Maybe this project is not for you. Because I struggle with making things straight, and for me, crafting is my relaxing time, and I don't need to stress myself about it. So I'm gonna take advantage of that extra piece there, and I'm just gonna glue that. So I know for other people, maybe, you know, having things super straight, it's very important. But for me, it's actually a way to let go of my worries of everything. It's just not to worry about it. I just do it because I tend to look for the perfect time and the perfect conditions to do things, and then I never do them. So I'm learning to just let go. Although sometimes I drive myself crazy like now. We're gonna do this again. So we need more glue. Remember that art glitter glue dries fast. So as I was saying, sometimes I just need to let things go and not worry about every detail, because I have my daily life for that. Okay, that's not gonna be super straight, and you know, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna worry if it's not straight. And then what am I doing? I'm worrying that it's not straight. See, and I have trash in there. Okay, so I have an extra piece here that I'm gonna have to trim, and I need to crease this now like it was before. Okay, so now you can use your bone folder or my toddler knife to kind of crease all the places, because everything is already glued. But remember, you need to leave some room for this to grow, because it's gonna grow as we fill it up with stuff. See, that's what I need to trim now. So the other day, a couple of days ago, I really wanted to journal and make a collage in my bullet journal that I make every year, the same type of thing. And I recorded it. Oops. And I want to make a voiceover of it. So I decided that I want to start journaling more and like posting more journal with me videos. I know those don't do very good in my channel, but you know, I don't care. So I'm gonna attempt the voiceover. I think I'll probably post that one after this one, and I want to have more regular journal with me videos if my voiceover works, because I'm kind of afraid to do it like that. So they're gonna be shorter videos where I journal. I'm gonna speed the process up, and then I'll talk over, and let's see how that works. If I can make it, if I hate my voice and my voiceover, then I won't post it. But with that day, I was really, I really want to do this, but my nails were like, I had nail polish that was old, and okay, we need more glue here. And you know, and I wasn't in the mood of talking, and I was like, you know what, why do I have to, if I want to make a video of this, why do I have to worry about so many things if the whole reason why I started making videos was to have fun and enjoy this creative process? And so I decided to just do it, you know, just do it. Sometimes I struggle with that, so I just did it. And let's see if I upload it. Because then that's a different story. Okay, so now what are we gonna do with this? I know what we're gonna do. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this paper. It's a journaling kit that my husband gifted to me when I started making junk journals. It's a lot of full coffee dyed paper. I use this to put in my journals once in a while. I think I at least put one of those, and to make cards. I'm just eyeballing things here like this, and then we're gonna have a pocket like that. So that's gonna be the pocket, and so we're gonna just cover our middle page. I should probably try to fold this in half. You can use any paper you want for this. I'm just using this because it's like it's nice and I have it. So yeah, I'm gonna glue the pockets first. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put washi tape. I'm gonna use the same washi tape. No, I'm gonna use a thinner one, just because I don't want to have too much washi tape. Now I'm starting to wonder if my glue sticks to washi tape easily. I don't know. So I think this is a great way to reuse your junk mail, basically, because I get this in the mail. And I'm never, you know, after I look the prices, what do you do with catalogs? They usually go in the trash. You can save them from the landfill. I don't think I put this washi tape in the right orientation, but you know, I keep saying this is all about me letting go, and then I can't. Okay, so then we have that washi tape. So now we have a little bit of a border around, just because I folded this thicker than what I wanted. That's okay. So now what I'm gonna do is, because this is smaller than my catalog page, I'm just gonna put glue in here in all sides. Remember again, if you're using art glitter glue or similar glue, that this one's dry so fast, so you kind of want to do this fast. I could use glue stick, I guess, for this. I'm gonna actually try to make the bottom fit. For some reason I like when the bottom fits like this. Look at that. Who would think that this is a catalog and that you have cleaning products? I don't even know what products were there. Okay, so now what I did on my other one was to add some more pockets with this. So I'm just gonna, what is this? What do we want this to be? I'm gonna cut 9. I'm cutting 9 because my paper trimmer goes only up to 9. I think I want a bigger paper trimmer. But I need to get one. And so I'm actually gonna use the 3 of them, and I'm gonna make, can I make like this? How did I make in the other one? Oh, I only made 2. I used the other one. Or I make 2 and 1 here, 1 here. I'm gonna cut a little notch that it's not center, obviously, because this is me. And we're gonna round the corners just to be a little bit fancy. Just gonna use the middle because that, oh, it looks cute. Kind of want to round the top ones too. So, because despite the fact that I don't measure and I'm bad with the measuring, I still like things to look nice. Because why not? So we have that. And this one. Okay. So now I'm going to ink. I'm gonna use Vintage Photo and just go around. So my idea for my journal, my ocean journal, it's gonna be a mix of, you know, these blue colors, ocean colors, and vintage. That's how I see it. It's gonna be very eclectic, I think. And let's see how it goes. I've been talking about this for a long time. I need to, you see, that's how my process is. I need to think things for a long time before I can do them. So I plan it all in my head, and once I have a full vision of what I want to do, I do it. I need to just do things without planning too much. So that's why I want to start journaling more, because I think that helps me. But for journals, I actually like to think about it and what I want to put on them. I just need to make sure I don't get trapped in the thinking loop. Okay, so that pocket there. If you ever wonder why I have to edit all of my videos so much, it's because a lot of the times when I'm gluing, cutting, inking, I do it towards me and away from the camera, and then it's just, and I don't talk. There's a lot of empty of silence in my videos, so that's why I have to edit them, if you were wondering. Okay, so that looks nice. So next, I'm gonna round the corners of this. I'm gonna use the big one. So if you cannot do things straight, once you round the corners, it's not as noticeable. So now I'm just gonna go around and ink all over, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I inked all the edges, and now we're gonna work on the closure. And so for the closure, all you need is 2 circles or 1 circle. I think I like the 2 circles, and what is it, in a brad. So I'll grab those things. Okay, so I'm gonna use a gold brad, and I'm gonna use a piece of this paper. This two color do I want? No, I think this one, to make my circles. I'm gonna use, I'm gonna make one. This is 1.5 inches. Oh, this is probably gonna be my big one. Okay, I think this is the 1 inch. So this is, I have this. Okay, I should have done the bigger circle, the other color, but we're gonna ink them, so don't worry about it. I'm not doing this correctly. This is my this is my awl. That it's actually the tip, it's a needle. This is a vintage awl. I bought it from the Center for Creative Reuse. It was from the 60s. It came with the instructions. You're supposed to use this to make the holes and then sew your bags and canvas material. I don't know how to use it, so just not like the needle part. So you see the owl, it's very big, and that's what I make. That's what I use for to sew in my signatures in. And now to make this. So I just poke a hole. But it's not big enough. That's okay, we'll make it bigger. There we go. You kind of want this to be in the center, but this is the no measuring project. Nothing is the center. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you've made it to this part of the video and if you would like me to make shorter videos. I think I would like to make shorter videos, but it's a struggle sometimes. Okay, so now we have that like this, and I'm gonna grab a piece of twine and I'll be back. So I want this blue twine that I'm gonna do twice like this. So the way that this works, you go to the bottom of your circle, and then like this. So we're gonna leave a little bit like this, and you tie a knot, not a knot. You can type a knot, but not tie a knot. And then I do another knot. And you know what? A third one, why not? This is very nice, soft cotton twine. I really like it. So do we want to trim that little leg? I don't know, maybe not. And then you do this, and that's how it is. I'm gonna tie a knot on the end so it doesn't unwind. It's already halfway through. You can put beads, but I don't really want to put beads. I think that looks nice. And now you can decorate it if you want. So for this one, I wrote ephemera there in a piece of craft paper, and I put some stickers. This one I didn't do anything, and I think for this one I just want to put some stickers. So let's use some of my fancy stickers I got from Temu. So some of them are too shiny that I don't know if I'm gonna use them for journals, but I mean, look at this, it's so beautiful. What I see is the plastic, and with that one. Ooh, okay, let's put this one in here. Jellyfish. That one looks really nice. So I always like to go with my tweezers on top to kind of remove the air so that, oops, sorry, so that you don't see the plastic very well. I'm trying to angle this so from an angle you don't see the plastic at all, and it looks very nice, very nice. So what else? Something that it's not a jellyfish. And a beautiful whale, and that's a piece of glue that I had in my fingers. Okay, I'll clean it later. So you can do more with your decorating. You can decorate as much as you want. You can leave it without any decoration. I like it as simple as possible because then the important part is gonna be inside. I think I want to trim this. Sorry, little dangly thing. Okay, there you go. And so I do have some ephemera already to put in here. Let's see. So I have this, can go here. See, I've been using more of my fancy stickers. This one can go there, or it can go in one of my pockets. There, and so every time I need to find something, I just go. You can make categories and say, you know, you can make tabs and label them. I normally don't do that because I just go and do it whenever I want it. I think I need a little bit more glue there. Just a tiny bit. So yeah, that's it. I don't have any more ephemera to put in here. Let's see. This is not ocean theme, but I made these pockets. So my husband got me an iPad for Christmas, and this is the paper that the iPad comes, like, you know, it comes in the box, and then there is this, it's like vellum. It's a nice bag that it's made of this paper that I'm sure it's vellum. So I make pockets with it. So you can put it there, and then you can store all your ephemera. As I said, this is gonna be for my ocean theme ephemera. You can have your own theme, like you can have many of these, you know, for different type of ephemera. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you get to make one of these holders. I promise it's easier than what I made it to look on this video because I'm just struggling with the measuring today. But it was fun, and I hope you enjoy it. Oops. And I'll see you next time. Bye.